There have been a number of unsettling celebrity deaths or really just terrible situations surrounding a whole host of different celebrities lately. Okay, like obviously you had Olivia Newton-John recently pass away, and sometimes I touch on famous people who passed away who I have some sort of a reverence for, and I do for her, but no, I wasn't going to cover it. And then you go with the Anne Heche thing, and it's like, well, that's kind of in my wheelhouse, but I don't know anything that she's done, and it kind of goes for both of those two cases. Like, I've got really nothing nice to say about that. And it's like the Olivia Newton-John. Yeah, I was a fan of Grease back in the day, but how many bad titty jokes do you need for me to say that would just be in bad taste? Or for Anne Heche, how many bad woman driver dyke jokes or female solipsism jokes do you really need? Okay, like what one good thing I'll say about Anne Heche though. Okay, I just seen today that she's going to be taken off life support because she was an organ donor and a proper donor had been found, or a proper recipient had been found. Sorry, so they're going to be taking her off of life support. And hell, that's a great thing. Okay, I'm an organ donor as well, so whatever that means. Okay, I'm not trying to put myself out there on Front Street to look at how good of a person Dawn is. No, it has nothing to do with that. Okay, like I think that's a very noble thing that somebody can do at the end of their life. I just feel bad for the recipient who's going to be getting Anne Heche's liver, because I don't really think that's going to be much of an update. Yeah, see, that's why I didn't want to do an entire video on that, because that's all that stuff would be. It would just be, wow, she got loaded and got behind the wheel and then plowed through a house. Hopefully everybody else is okay. But that's not supposed to be the part of this, okay? And then there was another big attack, and this one has kind of just devolved into a whole bunch of different areas. So, and I don't feel bad about dunking on this fucking weirdo, so we'll just go ahead and we'll start with this one. Salman Rushdie. He's an author. He's one of those people who you probably heard the name of. I just don't know specifically who this is, but when it comes to J.K. Rowling, who we're going to be talking about next, I at least have a little bit more reverence for her, because I like the, I think I've settled on it, probably the 4th through the 7th Harry Potter films. I like those, never read any of the books because reading fiction's for girls, but the source material's pretty good. Okay, I do have a soft spot for those films. I've got them all on just regular Blu-ray. I've got my movie collection, obviously, off to my right, camera left, I think. I don't fucking know. Whatever. But anyways, I see them all there. I got a special Hogwarts edition gimmick for all the Blu-rays. I'm kind of a fucking dork when it comes to that stuff. And the fact that she thinks that women are women and men are men, I'm alright with that. The rest of her takes are a little bit off base, but she received a legitimate death threat on social media, so you know what? We'll talk about that, and especially when it comes after Salman Rushdie was given a talk on speech in New York, and then he got rushed by an Islamic extremist who, I don't go as hard on Islam as a bunch of other people in this type of news reaction sphere. I don't know what the fuck you'd properly call what I do, other than just, reactionary trash, if you want to call it that. I don't really give a fuck. I do what I do. Everybody else can do whatever the fuck they want. But no, a lot of people still have that whole idea that Islam is an extremist religion. The fucking weirdos are weirdos regardless of their ideology. Sure, the Islamic population does produce their fair amount of terrorists that are out there, but it's also the largest population, or it's the largest religion by population per capita. There's more Muslims than Christians, Catholics, Jews, the Hindu population, any form of Buddhism, Shintoism, Confucianism, whatever the fuck it is, okay? I'm sure if you lump them all together, there's probably some way to overtake Muslim faith, but Islam's the biggest religion in the world, okay? And it's one that I probably have the most reverence for, because they haven't kowtowed to any of that fucking gay shit that's out there, so I appreciate them for holding good, proper frame. I could just do without the additional extremists. So if you guys want to fucking cultivate that a little bit better and just leave the sharp rocks in the Middle East, we'll be copacetic, okay? This story, it's very, very odd for a multitude of reasons, okay? It's a failure of the nuclear family. It's somebody going and being radicalized, resulting in a catastrophic event. So, we might as well talk about it. Distraught mother of alleged Iranian sympathizer. Oof, the current regime? Because I'm sympathetic towards the Shah, because boy, he had a nice fucking estate going and a really proper culture in the, early 70s, late 60s, okay? Because Iran, that was a place worth traveling to, and if they would have just kept up with that, but oh well. And the Arab Spring happened, and thanks Jimmy Carter. But anyways, if anybody doesn't know a lot about that situation, just take a look at what recently happened in Afghanistan, and oh, today is the day that the Taliban took over 1 year ago. I'm never going to let Joe Biden live that down, because that was the most atrocious thing that I've probably seen in my lifetime, at least from a military failure perspective. Anyways, we're talking about something specific, at least. Okay, so Iranian sympathizer accused of trying to murder Salman Rushdie says her son returned home returned home as a religious zealot after a month-long trip to the Middle East, and says he is responsible for his actions. Well, absolutely. Then, at the same time, why are you letting him go on one of these extremist trips to begin with? Okay, and where's the father in any of this stuff? Oh, it's almost like there's a big failure of the West. Anyways, a distraught mother of the alleged Iranian sympathizer accused of trying to murder Salman Rushdie, who is or isn't on a ventilator right now, because you can see they're just off onto the sidebar there. You got Padma Lakshmi is relieved that her ex-husband Salman Rushdie is pulling through and off a ventilator. So that's good, because this dude apparently hopped on stage and knifed him in the neck. Lord have mercy. Thank God he pulled through. Jeez. But yeah, apparently you're supposed to feel bad for this dude's mother, who did a horrible job, and now she's just blaming everybody else except for herself. Distraught mother of an alleged Iranian sympathizer accused of trying to murder Salman Rushdie revealed how her outgoing single mother raised son. I don't know anything about this so far, but here you go. Took a month-long trip to the Middle East and came back a religious zealot. Yep, looking for a father figure in his life, and found one that was connected to ISIS. I don't know anything about that, but yep, nope, just decided to follow a strong masculine lead and ended up stabbing an author in the neck. Congratulations. Silvana Fardos revealed in an exclusive interview with Daily Mail that she expected her son Hadi Matar to come back from a 2018 trip motivated. So he's ruminated on these ideas for 4 years? Interesting. But instead, once her outgoing and popular son returned a moody introvert and would have locked himself in his basement, refusing to speak to his family for months. As FBI agents raided her Fairview, New Jersey home on Friday afternoon, it was the first she learned of the frenzied stabbing of acclaimed author Rushdie. Like, I haven't even been following this closely, and this happened sometime last week, and I've even heard a couple of things about this. So, again, just a mother not doing a good fucking job. Imagine that, single mobs raising unstable kids. Ooh, why does anybody want to talk about that? No. Just blame religion. Okay, cool. I understand. Don't look at any of the other, school shooters or any of the other extremists that are out there. Like that fucking drag queen that shot up the 4th of July parade. Broken family, a narcissistic mother, a fucking Uvalde creep. Yeah, a broken home as well and on antidepressants. No, don't look at any of the other outlying factors. Just blame it on one thing that you think it should be. Okay, it's either the firearm or it's Middle Eastern ideology. Okay, cool. Don't take any responsibility. No accountability to be found in this raid. Fardos said a number of items FBI agents seized from her son's basement included a computer, PlayStation, books, knives, and a tool to sharpen blades. Okay, a tool to sharpen blades. A knife sharpener? Yeah, Amazon's full of them for like $5, so why did they need that? And a PlayStation? Like, were you guys lacking or something like that? Unless he had like a PS5. Because if he's living in a basement apartment, pretty fucking well off. Kind of like, once again, a lot of these other shooters out there. I received a call from my daughter. I was at work and she told me the FBI are here. I was shell-shocked, Silvana, 46, told the Daily Mail. But you didn't have any contact with your son during this time? Rushdie's life had been under threat since 1989 when the late Ayatollah Khomeini, leader of Iran's Islamic Revolution, condemned his famous book, The Satanic Verses, as blasphemous and issued a fatwa calling for his death. Looks like that fatwa was carried out because Khomeini's dead and, well, Rushdie's alive and well. Anyways, well, he's becoming well again. I should amend that. Silvana, who is Lebanese and born Muslim, said that she did not know that her son had ever read Rushdie's book. Okay, I don't think it really matters if he's a follower of the ideology that Khomeini was espousing when it comes to Islam. it really doesn't much matter. He has a fatwa on his name, and the infidel needs to die, and that's the way that shit goes. Like, you don't have to be an austere scholar. Well, that's the name that the Washington Post gave to the head of ISIS that Trump nuked from orbit. Yeah. No, exactly. It's funny. They'll blame establishment media types. They'll blame Muslims when it suits them, or then they'll just pump them up when that suits them. Funny shit. So, anyways, yeah, ever read his book, but detected he had become more religious since his trip in 2018. Okay, of course, he probably noticed a couple of different things, okay? Adding that he would criticize her for not giving him a strict Muslim upbringing. Again, it's a kid lacking a strong masculine figure, okay, and being raised in the West. Just saying. To tell you the truth, I've never heard of this writer before. I've never read any of his books. I didn't know that such a writer even exists. I had no knowledge that my son ever read his book. Again, it has nothing to do with the book. You're not very smart. I just cannot believe he was capable of doing something like this. He was very quiet. Everyone loved him. As I said, the FBI is not going to bother talking to him again. He's responsible for his actions. No, everybody likes him. He's very quiet. I'm just never going to talk to him again because I'm a failure of a mother. I have another 2 minors that I need to take care of. They're upset. They're shocked. And this is all I can do to move on from this without him. Wow. Holy. Even still, that's your kid. Okay? Like, you should bear some responsibility from that. But it's like, no. He's an adult. I guess he's on his own now. This bitch sucks. What a fucking horrifically bad mother. Matar was born in the United States to Lebanese parents who emerged from the southern border of Yaroun, a stronghold of the Iranian-backed terror group Hezbollah. Yeah. Grew up and went to school in Hadi, California before his mom divorced his father, Hassan Matar, in 2004. And then took all the kids, moved across the country, and let them raise themselves. Congratulations. Single mothers, everyone. Her ex-husband returning to the Middle East while she moved to New Jersey for a fresh start, of course. It was on a trip to Lebanon in 2018 to visit his father that Hadid changed from a popular, loving son to a moody introvert, according to Silvana. The first hour he gets there, he called me. He wanted to come back, he said, for approximately 28 days. But the trip did not go well with his father. He felt very alone. He was probably questioning his son as how you were being brought up, and there was probably a lot of haram that was being thrown around. Just saying. I was expecting him to come back motivated to complete school, to get his degree and a job. Why would you think that? Why would you think that? He thought that everything was good beforehand, and then he needed to go over there for motivation. Something's not lining up here. This bitch is leaving a lot of this fucking story out, okay? I'm not trying to deflect any responsibility from that psychopath who went up there and actively tried to murder somebody who he's never interacted and is following out a fucking decades-old vendetta from some dumb old cunt who fucking died a long time ago. I'm alright with him never seeing the light of day ever again. I'm just saying, his mother fucking failed, and she's just being let off the hook here because she has 2 other kids to ruin. Terrific. But yeah, come back motivated because I did a shit job raising him, but instead he locked himself in the basement. He changed a lot. He didn't say anything to me or his sister for months. And you allowed that in your home? Like, terrible. I couldn't tell you much about his life after that because he has isolated me since 2018. Look at all this stuff. Everything just happened to me. Life just happens to me. And look at me. I'm the victim, not the guy who's been stabbed in the neck, okay? I was raising a son. I harbored a son because she wasn't raising him. Let's be completely fucking honest. I harbored a religious extremist who didn't grow a beard. Like, that seems a little bit off, okay? Anyways. I'll approach him. Sometimes he says hi. Sometimes he just ignores me and walks away. He sounds like a moody teenager in his 20s. Okay, but this was 4 years ago. Yeah, no, okay, he would have been in his 20s at the time. He sleeps during the day and wakes and eats during the night. How are you praying 4 times a day, my guy? You're supposed to be awake if you're a religious extremist. He lives in his basement. He cooks his own food. He sounds like a real go-getter if he cooks his own food. I'm just saying. Silvana also detected that her son was becoming more religious and would criticize her for not giving him a strict Muslim upbringing, and you couldn't get to the bottom of this over the course of 4 fucking years, including a pandemic, and especially being in New Jersey when everything was locked down for a long period of time. Remember when people were trying to just go back to their gym and they had to break down the door only for the police officers to usher everybody out of a gym for their own health? Yeah, no, exactly. And you couldn't get to the bottom of this problem? Sounds like a failure to me. He also barred her from entering his basement abode, which is directly under the $700,000 bedroom home where she lives with his twin sisters aged 14. Age 14. They were birthed by somebody else, so they're only half sisters, okay, because they divorced, okay, in 2004. I'm just saying somebody has preferential treatment because somebody was birthed by a guy that she gave up on. Interesting. Dots are starting to connect here a little bit better. One time he argued with me asking why I encouraged him to get an education instead of focusing on religion. He was angry that I didn't introduce him to Islam from a young age. I'm Lebanese, but I've been here for 26 years. I'm Lebanese. I'm here for 26 years. I'm living a simple life as a single mom in a $700,000 4-bedroom home. Questions. Hi, just wondering. Trying to keep a roof over our heads and food on the table for my kids. He's one of your kids. I hate this woman a lot. I don't care about politics. I'm not religious. I was born a Muslim, and that's basically it. I didn't push my kids into religion or force anything on my son. He's occasionally your son. I don't know anyone in Iran. Your ex-husband. Okay. All my family are here. Man, fuck this bitch. But fuck this kid too, because apparently he had a big old vendetta, not just against Rushdie, who is thankfully in a much better spot right now, but he was also going to go after J.K. Rowling. Unless wizardry is haram, I don't really know about this one at all whatsoever, so let's figure this out. British police said they're investigating, oh my lord, just with their big goofy hats and swinging their fucking billy clubs, right? Said they are investigating a report of an online threat made to J.K. Rowling after she reacted to the stabbing of author Salman Rushdie in New York State. Yeah, she responded to a tweet and tried to make it all about herself. Can you imagine that? A woman trying to make it all about herself. Fucking amazing. I hate everybody involved. After the Harry Potter author said on Twitter she felt very sick after hearing of the news of the stabbings and hoped Rushdie would be okay. I feel very sick. Oh yeah, and I hope he's okay, but I feel very sick. Fuck off. A Twitter user responded by saying, "Don't worry, you're next, haram." After sharing screenshots of the threatening post, Rowling said, to all sending supportive messages, thank you, police are involved. Oh my god. Listen, I don't hate women. Just throwing that out there for a second. I understand that this is the way that they act and there's nothing you can really do in order to change it. You just have to know how to operate within the confines of reality. But let's be fucking honest here. The solipsism never, ever isn't hilarious. You post the whole, oh, I feel so sick about this. I hope he's okay. Hoping that you're going to spark something. Hopefully that a turf or an anti-turf pops out of the woodwork and says, oh, you're going to be next because you just, or what about, oh, the trans genocide that you're promoting goes on there. And then so you can just get some more sympathy points because let's be honest, folks, that's about her speed. She just ended up getting a different hit on this one. Okay, don't worry, you're next. And when I said it was credible, it comes from a Twitter account, which is located in Pakistan, had also posted messages praising the man who attacked Rushdie on August 12th. The threatening post to Rowling appeared to have been taken down the morning of August 14th. Yeah, I don't have a screenshot or anything. I seen it, and I seen Rowling spurg out about this, so thought I'd bring it on there. Warner Brothers Discovery, the entertainment company behind the film adaptations of the Harry Potter series, said they strongly condemn the threats made against the author. Again, just more attention on me. Don't worry about the guy who actually got stabbed in the neck. Somebody threatened to do it to me next. Oh my lord. The only person that I hope pulls through on all this stuff is Salman Rushdie. Everybody else should just get in a big rock throwing contest. So, with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.